Sunday Gospel Connection.
Hey, we're listening to Zelda Robinson on the Gospel Connection. It's WEJM 950 AM 950.
Good evening and welcome to Sunday Gospel. Zelda Robinson joining you in the 4 o'clock hour as we kick off this Easter Sunday weekend. Yes, and it's the last Sunday of the month, March 30th, on 950 AM WEJM. Coming up this hour, the National Baptist Mass Choir, Kim McFarland and Ricky Dillard and the New G, as we kick off the 4 o'clock hour with the soundtrack from the preacher's wife, Whitney Houston, on 950 AM WEJM. Let's go to church, y'all. Ricky Dillard and a New Generation Chorale on 950 AM WEJM, where we play the latest and, yes, the greatest in Sunday Gospel all day long. Did you like that? I thought you would. That's his latest. Kim McFarland before that with Amazing. And did you get a chance to see Kim Ministry this weekend? I heard it was wonderful. I wasn't able to make it there, but all three of our Kims, Kim Burrell, Kim Farland, and Kim Stratton, who I saw again Monday night at the Chicago Mass Live last recording. They were simply sensational. If you missed that one, you missed a good one. And the National Baptist Conventional Choir before that with Let's Go to Church. And we kicked off the 4 o'clock hour with Whitney Houston. He's all over me. Yes, he is. He's in my heart. He's in my soul. He's in my fiber, every issue, every tissue of my being. Thank God that he's all over me, within and without and throughout, and elevate my conscience to the state of consciousness where I will have the Christ consciousness. Thank God. It's 4:20 on the Gospel Connection. I've got tickets coming up to see Otis Redding live at the Black Ensemble coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. So you be sure and stick around, okay? Weather for the station that plays the latest and, yes, the greatest in Sunday Gospel. Mostly cloudy, occasional rain, and some showers lower in the 30s tonight, and cloudy chance of rain tomorrow, and some snow showers high in the upper 40s, and cooling off down to the 30s near the lake right now at Christ Universal Temple, where Panther performed this morning. You don't know who Panther is? Well, I'll tell you about that just a little bit later, okay? At Trinity United, it's 39, and on your radio, Zelda Robinson, keeping you company until the 7 o'clock hour as we continue with more great gospel from the Georgia Mass Choir, the Christian Airs, and the brand new one from Angela Spivey and the Voices of Victory. As we continue with more great gospel from Helen Baylor on 950 AM, the request lines are open at 708-895-1400. You got something you want to hear? There's a message in it for you. Put your name on it and give me a call, 708-895-1400. That's the Christian Airs on 950 AM WEJM, where we play the latest and the greatest in Sunday Gospel all day long. Everything will be all right. Oh, yes, it will. The Georgia Mass Choir before that, one of my favorites, Come On in This Room, from the request line for Barbara Atkins from Maywood, Illinois, and Helen Baylor at the very top with Love Brought Me Back. And I'm glad that you love the gospel and that Gospel Connection enough to come back this Sunday and listen to more as we celebrate Easter Sunday and the last Sunday of the month with Women's History Month. And for your listening pleasure today, I have a young lady by the name of Sharon Jenkins, whom I met through doing volunteer work with women employed, a youth mentoring program. It's through the Career Links program, and her name is Sharon Jenkins. And Friday, she invited me out to her dissertation to receive her PhD in biophysical chemistry. Did I get that right, Sharon?
I believe you got that right, though.
I said, and that was really amazing. That was the first time I had ever attended anything of that nature. I've heard of the process, but I have never witnessed it. And I saw you standing before the room of, were all of those people, were they all doctors?
Yeah, most of them were people from other scientists from the department, and other PhD students who come out to hear other PhD candidates defend their thesis. So it's quite nice, and it's a different process from people who are getting their MD. So we kind of have to defend all the research that we've done over the past, it took me 5 years.
And it took you 5 years to do that research?
Well, actually 4.5 to do the research. I started the program, though, a half a year before I actually started my research. So it takes about, on the average, for a scientist, when they actually get their PhD, about 5 years, the average, I think.
And I think it's amazing what you say that you had to defend it.
Yeah, and see, the committee gets to hack you, after you defend to the public, or you're kind of telling the public in about 45 minutes all of the research you've done. But then the committee gets to, hack at you afterwards to kind of see if you know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed the questions that were floating around the room. They were good questions.
Yeah.
It did help me understand your area of expertise, which was you were discussing sickle cell.
Yeah.
And you broke it down in such a way, in layman's tongue, because some of the words, most of the words, as a matter of fact, that you were using, they were about a yard long.
Yeah.
But it was so nice the way that you explained it so the average person could understand it.
Well, good. I wanted to get more people out, but it was really nice. So nice to see you out there.
It really was, and it was so nice to see a young lady who is so young obtaining her PhD, because there are not a lot of sisters who can afford to put themselves through school and go ahead and complete their education.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't mean to sound stereotypical, but due to finances and family and other circumstances beyond our control, that doesn't always happen, and sometimes it happens at a later date. But we wanted to recognize one of our own, someone who is in the community, who is not only a part of history, but making history. And we thank you for the opportunity, for taking the time to come out and share that with us. Not only do I know a little bit more about sickle cell anemia, but I also know that Sharon is also a singer, and she sings gospel too.
Yeah.
Is the sister talented or what? We've got to come and see you. Can we come out and see you sing sometime?
Sure, we kind of nomad around, I think, for a band called the Eddie Harrison Band, and we do a lot of, we do some of everything, actually. We do a lot of weddings, and sometimes we're at different club sites, or it just varies.
You're just all over the place.
Just kind of all over the place. We do a little bit of everything.
And when I left the Loyola University yesterday, not yesterday, but Friday, there was a notice up on the door, and I took it down.
Really?
I said, she won't notice that it's missing. It was the announcement saying that you were there to defend your presentation for your doctorate's degree, and also for your advisor, Dr. Leslie Fung.
Yeah, Dr. Leslie Fung.
Mm-hmm. She's such a nice lady.
Yeah, she had to go a long, hard road with me, but she got me through.
And we'd like to acknowledge Dr. Fung and the dissertation committee, Dr. Daniel Graham, Willetta Green Johnson, Dr. Ken Olson, and Dr. Griffin Rogers.
He wasn't there, but he's a pretty good guy from NIH in Maryland.
What's NIH?
National Institute of Health.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And also the faculty and staff and everyone from your Dr. Fung's lab
Yeah.
and the Loyola University of Chicago
Yeah.
and all your family and friends.
Yeah.
We sincerely thank you
Okay.
for doing the very best you can be, and to continue to come out and work with our young ladies in the community, because they're all thrilled to know that you are not only a mentor for Women Employed's school to work program, but that you've taken the time to get your education as well as your singing.
Yeah.
And that's so very important to know.
Well, thanks, Zelda.
Well, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Sharon Jenkins, Dr. Sharon Jenkins, and Zelda Robinson on the Gospel Connection. Thank you so much, Dr. Jenkins. You have to get used to that name now.
I know, it's kind of rough there.
You have to get used to that name. So, thank you, Dr. Jenkins, for
Okay.
coming out. I sincerely appreciate. Continue with more great gospel on 950 AM WEJM, where we play the latest and, yes, the greatest in Sunday gospel. And Ashford and Simpson on 950 AM WEJM with their latest recording, Been Found. Did you get a chance to see them at the expo for today's Black Woman Gala? It was wonderful. They sang about 3 or 4 different songs from the latest CD, and it was truly marvelous. Yolanda Adams before that with My Desire. It's 4:53, and it's my desire to give you tickets to see the Otis Redding story. If you are, let's pick a number, Tawa.
12.
Number 12. Tawa says number 12. If you're my 12th caller, you will get a chance to see Otis Redding, the Otis Redding story, playing at the Black Ensemble Theater at 4250 North Beacon in Chicago. Now, it's not a gospel play, but it is spiritual. Everything that we do is spiritual, whether we know that or not. So if you'd like to see Otis Redding, give us a call at 708-895-1400. That's 708-895-1400 to see tickets to see Otis Redding. WEJM wants to remind you that the Rainbow Push Coalition wants you to know that if you're facing job discrimination based on age, race, gender, or physical disability, join the Reverend Jackson and the committee every Saturday at 9 a.m. at Dr. King's Workshop, 930 East 50th Street. That's 50th and Drexel Boulevard, and help them unlock the doors of equal opportunity. And they also meet on Monday nights from 6 until 8. If you'd like to get more information, call area code 773-373-3366. That's area code 773-3366. And also yesterday, many of the community leaders were there with the Reverend Jesse Jackson, Bobby Rush, and Roland Burris, and Brother Rice, and some of the other local officials were there, talking about this horrible hate crime that happened to a young man by the name of Leonard Clark, who was in the Bridgeport area, and he was beat unmercifully, and he is now in rehabilitation. But this young man was in Armour Square Park, and 3 young teenagers beat him so bad, and they left him for dead. But little did they know that God has a mission for this young man, and it just was not his time to leave here. And a fund has been established at the South Shore Bank, because this man is going to need serious rehabilitation for the rest of his life. Not only is he going to have to learn how to speak again, but to read, to walk, and to talk, and to chew. He can't even swallow. He has a tube down his throat. A 13-year-old child. What do we have to do in our community to stop this madness? That's why I think it's important that we all show up at Operation Push, so that we can see how is it that we can make a difference in our communities, because our children are dying. Our children are dying, and it's up to us to stop this madness. So if you would like to send a contribution to the South Shore Bank in care of Leonard Clark, please feel free to do so. That's the South Shore Bank at 4658 South Drexel in Chicago, and the zip code is 60653. If you need more information, give me a call here at the station, and I'll get that to you. Also, let us keep the family in our prayers, because we know this young man. See, it's often said that it's a shame, and it is a shame, but everything happens in this world for a reason. And I'm not saying that it's good, and I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that it is. And the plans that God has for this young man, none of us may ever know, and some things just aren't for us to know. But let us do what we can to help and keep him and the family in our prayers, because we know what the power of prayer can do, don't we? I know. Put your hand down. That's quite all right. You can raise them if you want to. Put them together. It's quite all right, because we know what the power of prayer can do. More great gospel headed your way as we continue, and be encouraged. Here's William Beckton on 950 AM WEJM.
Put those hands together all across the building tonight. Let the devil know that you encourage. Let him know that you...
From the request line, Donnie McClurkland with Stand. That is the most requested song that I get here. And I really appreciate that, because we all need to hear the message sometime. Doesn't matter what's going on. Just sit back and ask God and just take a stand. Lisa Page before that with No Other God. That's from her latest release. I've got to get her in here. If you have not heard, the CD won't be released until I think the 9th of April, but I'm going to try and get here to the station to do an interview, and I think you will love it. The whole CD is just marvelous. It just speaks to the heart. Lisa Page with No Other God. The Chicago Mass Choir before that with You Love Me, and we had a chance to see them Monday night. Thanks for coming up and saying hello. And they were at their first concert recording for this year at the Chicago Mass Choir and the Junior Choir. If you see our youth sing, you would know why our children are so talented. These young men and women were just all over the place. The Chicago Mass Choir, the Junior Choir. And Shirley Caesar from the request line with Ties in Office. That's for Elizabeth. It's 5:23. Congratulations to my 12th caller, Mrs. Knox on the West Side. She and a guest will be going to see the Otis Redding story, starring Vince Harris, produced and directed by Jackie Taylor, who incidentally used to work for Chicago Park District with my sister, Officer Foster, at the Cook County Department of Corrections. They both used to work at Seward Park. It's so strange how you see people that you've seen years ago and just seen how they've grown. Congratulations to Jackie Taylor and to the musical director, Jimmy Tillman. If you'd like more ticket information for the Black Ensemble, they're located at 4520 North Beacon, and the phone number there is 773-769-4451. That's 773-769-4451. This is an indefinite period of time that the play will be going on, because they don't have a set time for it to be over. It's getting such rave reviews. And also opening April 17th, the Brooke Benton story. It's called A Matter of Time. And that one is also produced and directed by Jackie Taylor. And if you want more information, feel free to give them a call. Christ Universal Temple is having their Mentoring for Youth, and the applications are for ages 7 through 12, and I know you know some youngsters between those ages. If you'd like to pick up an application, please feel free to do so at 119th and Ashland from 9:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. And if you can't get by, be sure and give them a call at area code 773-568-2282. That's 773-568-2282. And the deadline is April 6th. And we need our children to be mentored. So get them in there, get them ready where they can get the word and get the right word this time around. Also, JCI, that's the Johnny Coleman Institute, is having parenting class. It's a 10-week class beginning April 8th through June 17th, and it's going on Tuesdays from 6 until 8 p.m. And the registration is from March 31st, that's Tuesday, I believe that's Monday, and until Sunday, April 6th. Now, you may say that's a little bit too soon, but we can't take out too much time than we already have waiting to do something. And if you'd like to get information, the area code is 773-568-2282. Parenting class is waiting for you. I often see mothers. I was in Dominic's today picking up my lunch, and I saw a mother whose child was standing in the cart, and the child was screaming and kicking and saying that he didn't want that. And he was pulling her hair, and she was bending over in the car so he could pull it some more. I'm thinking to myself, I should give this young lady the phone number to call for JCI so she can get a parenting class. But you do not go dipping into other folks' business. So I hope she's listening and hearing this, and be sure and get over there and participate in that 10-week class. Also, if you would like to participate in the prayer line, you need prayer, call 773-568-1717. That's 773-568-1717. And for a recorded message, call area code 773-568-1789. It's 525 on the Gospel Connection. More great gospel headed your way. The request lines are open at 708-895-1400. That's 708-895-1400. Got something you want to hear? Give us a call. That's what we're here for. As we continue with Vanessa Bell Armstrong on 950 AM WEJM. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Twinkie Clark Terrell, bless you real good on 950 AM WEJM, where spirit lives. Bless you real good. Hezekiah Walker before that. I'll be satisfied. Oh, yes, I will. And Vanessa Bell Armstrong, an old favorite, Something on the Inside. Hello to Pee Wee Nixon. And in honor of Women's History Month, here's a message from Oprah on 950 AM, where spirit lives.
Hello, I'm Oprah Winfrey, and on behalf of the National Council of Negro Women, I welcome you to the National Center.
The new gospel CD from Dietrich Haddon on the Gospel Connection, 950 AM WEJM, where spirit lives. Yes, Dietrich Haddon and the Voices of Unity. The phone is ringing off the hook. Who is that? Yes, that's who they are. Dietrich Haddon and the Voices of Unity. The name of the song is Rapture Away. And I hope you enjoyed the message from Oprah, Camille Cosby, Maya Angelou, and Susan Taylor from Essence Magazine with the National Council of Negro Women. If you would like to become a part of history, in which you already are, but have your name subscribed as part of the charter members, feel free to give them a call at 1-800-762-7988. That's 1-800-762-7988. And coming to Chicago, April 12th, that's on a Saturday, the Field Museum at Roosevelt Road and Lakeshore Drive is having the board of directors of the Chicago Abused Women Coalition inviting you to dance the night away at the 20th anniversary gala. Dinner does include an incredible selection of chocolate desserts. You see how they put that on on the card here. Chocolate desserts, like we need to be addicted to something else. Anyway, chocolate desserts from Chicago's finest bakers, chefs, and chocolatiers. Dancing will be to the music of Just Friends. Individual tickets are $100. A table of 10 is, well, we won't go there, but please respond. And buy your ticket by calling 773-489-9081 for more information. That's 773-489-9081. Tickets will be held for you at the door. It's black tie and optional. Also, Gospel on the High C a 4-day cruise to Mexico. And I think you're gonna love it. The artists include Dottie Peoples, William Beckton, Mr. Be Encouraged, William Beckton, and Luther Barnes. Now, the departing date is November 10th of this year from Miami, Florida. And they're going to Key West and Cozumel. Never heard of that one, but I'm sure we'll find out, won't we? And the price is $12.95 per person. And it does include all accommodations aboard the cruise line, airport transportation from Washington, D.C. All meals are included aboard the ship, nightly entertainment, ministries and workshops, Broadway entertainment, and a private cruise party. And there's an African attire formal night. If you would like information, call DJA Productions at area code 202-686-4600 and voicemail area code 202-889-5064. The media sponsors are Gospel Tracks. And if you'd like more information, give me a call at 708-895-1400. And True Gospel Productions will present the famed Christland Singers in their annual spring concert extraordinary that's coming up Sunday, April 20th at 3 o'clock in the Gatling's Annex Chapel at 10133 South Halsted with vocalist Marguerite Gatling and the Inspirational Charms, who I have coming up very shortly. And other special guests will be the Dixie Hummingbirds of the Philadelphia and the Men of Distinction. It's 5:53 as we continue with more great gospel from the Inspirational Charms on 708-895-1400.
EJM Chicago, your Sunday Gospel Connection.
We're listening to Zelda Robinson on the Gospel Connection. It's WEJM 950 AM 950.
Good evening and welcome to Sunday Gospel. Zelda Robinson joining you in the 6 o'clock hour as we kick off this hour with Totally Committed, Angela Spivey and the Voices of Victory, and Richard Smallwood and with Vision and Adoration live in Atlanta. The request lines are open. Last call for request at 708-895-1400. That's 708-895-1400. Is there something in your heart that you want to hear? Well, now's the time. Put the dishes up, put the pots down, put the kids away, because this is your day. This is your chance as we continue with the Colorado Mass Choir on 950 AM, where Spirit lives. Let's go to church, y'all. Hallelujah. The instrumental version of Angels by Richard Smallwood. That's for Mary from Maywood. Thank you so much for calling, a first-time caller, and letting us know how much you enjoy the Gospel Connection. Angela Spivey before that with the Voices of Victory with her latest Great Things. That's for Maurice on the west side, also a first-time caller, and Totally Committed in His Presence in the Colorado Mass Choir. There are so many requests for that. Just put your name on it, okay? That's for you. Stir up the gift. And we're stirring up some inspirational music around here this afternoon. Weather for the station that plays the latest and, yes, the greatest. There are snow showers headed our way tonight down into the 30s. Do you know that's cold for April? And tomorrow morning, more snow showers high up in the 40s right now at Mount Zion. It's 34, and at Bethel AME, it's 33. And on your radio, Zelda Robinson here until 7 o'clock. We've got one more glorious half hour together. Would like to say hello to Gwen and the members of Christ Universal Temple, and to the Reverend Michael Kelly, who was there this morning for Palm Sunday. I apologize for not being able to bring you Lessons in Prosperity and the Easter Sunday service, which was simply awesome. But I'll do my very best to get that back to you, and more Lessons in Prosperity next week as we continue with more great gospel, a new one from Phoebe Hines and Alan and Alan as we continue with more great gospel from the Kurt Carr Singers on 950 AM WEJM.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Carr.
Phoebe Hines, a brand new one on the Gospel Connection, 950 AM, WEJM, and the Kurt Carr Singers before that with Kumbaya. It's 6:39. Congratulations to Officer Kanazi from the 51st District. He has won 2 tickets to see Otis Redding. It's 708-895-1400. I've got 1 pair left. If you can be my, what number? 12th caller at 708-895-1400. We've got just 1 more pair just waiting for you as we continue with Alan and Alan on 950 AM.
Has done for me. You don't.
Kirk Franklin. From the request line, Melodies from Heaven. That's for a dear friend of ours in Michael Reese Hospital. Let you know that you are always in our prayers. You are never alone, ever in life. Thank you so much for calling and sharing your blessing with us. LaShawn Pace before that. Hold on, God is standing by. And Alan and Alan, you don't know what the Lord has done for me. It's 6:53 on the Gospel Connection. Happy Resurrection. Happy Easter. And I do apologize for not bringing you Lessons in Prosperity from Christ Universal Temple with the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, and which the Reverend Michael Kelly from all the way from Virginia was here, and he talked about a spiritual circumcision, but we'll try and get that on for you next week. Okay? I think you'll enjoy that. Also, WEJM wants to remind you that coming to Hyde Park April 25th is a gospel play that I think you will enjoy. It's written by